Presley Chweneyagae was once one of the biggest stars in South Africa. His face was known across the world after he acted in the famous movie Tsotsi, which even won an Oscar. He became a symbol of hope for many young people, but behind the fame and lights was a man who had many struggles in his personal life. Even though Presley looked strong and happy on camera, he was fighting battles we could not see. He had problems with alcohol, fatherhood, and staying focused. As time went on, his name was no longer in the news for good reasons. People began to see a different side of him. In this video, we will tell the full story of Presley Chweneyagae, where he came from, how he became famous, what went wrong in his life, and how his journey sadly ended. Make sure you subscribe to Mzansi Icons as we bring you the real stories behind South Africa's biggest stars. Now let's begin with the story of Presley Chweneyagae. Presley was born in 1984 in the northwest province of South Africa. He was raised by his mother Agnes, who worked as a police officer. His mother did her best to raise him with discipline and care, and she played a very important role in shaping the man he would become. Life wasn't easy, and Presley grew up surrounded by poverty and hardship, but he remained hopeful and focused on finding something more in life.
Pardon? You haven't had any other lows in your career, like where it was tough, like you were broke even?
No. I mean, I've gone through that. I mean, I used to stay in a flat in Pretoria. This guy moved out with his sports, and we were forced to cook up. We got Tinyari coffee. I mean, coffee until our teeth went brown. So things were tough. And and then white house after more, you cook the soup. So that's what we used to do. But I think the best one was when I went to Standard Bank.
Yeah.
Niginal 50 rand more bank account in my student account. Then I tried to withdraw.
Yeah.
And then Hasala 44 rand something or something like that. So I guess I could not create 50 rand. I went back to the flat.
Yeah.
Kalata ID kakachigela go bank. Yeah, or get that withdrawal. And I don't think it was even allowed. But that lady, they went on thing. I'm sure that it's like 5 rand or something. I don't fire.
and I guess the stories like that.
As a child, Presley was quiet and shy, but he had a deep love for storytelling and acting. He found joy in watching local plays and performing in church or community events. These small moments sparked a passion inside him, and he realized early on that he wanted to become an actor. Even though acting is not an easy career, especially for someone growing up in a poor area, Presley believed in his dream. He started joining small drama groups in his community and began learning how to act with emotions and truth. He was serious about improving himself and finding his place in the world of acting. Presley's mother supported him as much as she could. Even though there was very little money, he joined acting workshops and performed in small theaters where he started to gain confidence. Many people who watched him perform said he had something special, a natural talent that could take him far. He was hardworking and disciplined, always giving his best in every role. No matter how small, these early experiences helped him grow not only as an actor but also as a person. He learned to express his feelings through his characters, and this became a way for him to deal with the pain of his father's absence and the struggles of his background. Despite the challenges around him, Presley stayed focused. He avoided crime, drugs, and the wrong crowd, which were common in many township areas. He knew that falling into this lifestyle would destroy his future. Acting became his escape and his hope. It gave him purpose and a goal to work towards. Even though success was still far away, Presley had already started walking a path that would one day lead him to fame. His story in the early years was not one of wealth or comfort, but one of strength, passion, and a dream that refused to die. Presley's biggest break came in 2005 when he got lead role in the movie Tsotsi. The movie was about a young gangster who learns to change after a car hijacking. Presley's acting was so powerful that people around the world noticed him. Tsotsi won the Oscar for the foreign language film. This was a big moment for South Africa and for Presley, who was now famous and traveled the world for interviews and events. From the township to Hollywood, it was like a dream come true.
And after that, like, I left the country 20 years ago, but I'm South African. So I guess that sense of us communicating and wanting to be South African each and every day gives us a pride for our own country. And I really want to thank everybody here, the SABC, everybody, and to tell my country that I'm happy to meet my president today. Thank you.
But with fame came pressure. Presley was now expected to be perfect. People wanted him to always be a role model. He was still young and not fully ready for this big change in his life. Behind his smile, he started feeling lost. After Tsotsi, he acted in other shows and movies, but nothing ever matched the success of that film. Slowly, the fame started to fade and Presley began to feel forgotten. This made him very sad. As things got harder, Presley began to drink alcohol to deal with the stress. He used alcohol to forget about his problems, but this only made things worse. People started to notice his drinking habits and it began to affect his work. He later admitted in interviews that he had a problem with alcohol. He said he was trying to stop, but it was not easy. Many fans still supported him, hoping he would get better and return to the big screen. Even though he tried to change, the battle with alcohol was too hard. Presley was in pain, but many people didn't know how deep it was. He needed help, but it seemed like he was struggling alone.
We speak about love. Can we not pretend and act about it? And we must really be about it. Cobra. Because if Tobeta had friends, Tobeta's friends, Baba Nwan Lebona, you should have told him, go home, you have children. Go home, you have a wife. Cut the BS, ma Africa asimaemo, strata asimaemo, and strata asipatid.
Besides his drinking problem, Presley also faced problems at home. He was accused of being a deadbeat dad, a father who does not support or take care of his children. This made many people lose respect for him. One of the mothers of his children took him to court for not paying child support.
Ke ngwaletse papa healthy because ke na le bothata le papa ngwanaka. Like akanyamela for nako telele. After a long time, o tlo utlwa ba re Presley was around go Mafikeng. O tlile mo jarateng a tlo bona ngwana. That's it. Can we talk like adults? School fees is one hour. You don't even care. You don't care. The only thing that you care about is
people began to question how someone who was once so successful could not take care of his own children. Friends say that Presley had become distant and hard to talk to. It seems like the pressure of fame had changed him. He was no longer the loving and focused man they once knew. Presley tried to explain his side, saying he had money problems and was not a bad person. But for many people, his actions spoke louder than his words. This part of his life left a big stain on his image. In 2025, South Africa was shocked by the sudden news. Presley Chweneyagae has passed away. He was only 40 years old. The news came as a surprise to many because Presley was still working in the entertainment industry at the time. He was part of the cast of the popular TV series The River, where he played the role of Cobra. The official cause of death was reported as heart failure. Doctors said he died after collapsing at home. While he was confirmed, many people on social media and in the news began to wonder if his long struggle with alcohol may have played a role. Some believe that his health had been damaged over the years due to heavy drinking. Even though there were rumors, no one could say for sure if drinking was part of what caused his death. What was known is that Presley had been trying to keep his career going and was still active on screen. He hadn't given up on acting and he continued to appear in front of the camera until his final days. After his passing, fellow actors, fans and many South Africans paid tribute to him. They remembered not only his talent in Tsotsi but also his effort to keep going despite personal problems. His death was a huge loss to the film and TV world and to everyone who once saw him as a hero. Presley's life is a lesson to us all. He showed that anyone can rise from a tough background and reach great heights. But he also showed that fame alone does not bring happiness. Behind the lights, he was just a man who needed love and support. Let us not only remember Presley for his mistakes but also for his talent and strength. He was a young man who gave the world a great film and inspired many. His story reminds us to be kind, to check on people and to never judge too quickly. Thank you for watching Mzansi Icons. If you like this story, please subscribe and leave a comment down below. Rest in peace, Presley. You were more than just an actor, you were a voice for the forgotten.